जय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत शिवासन गौर भक्त की जय। श्री वृंदावन धाम की, मायापुर धाम की, वृंदावन की, यमुना की, भक्ति देवी की, तुलसी महारानी की, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Radha. Today's topic is on Bhisma. So we are going to discuss about Bhisma, the glories of Bhisma and how he is considered as Mahajan. Tam sametan Mahajan.
Tam sametan Mahajan
Upalabhya Vasuttama Pujayam Shadharmajno Deshakala Vibhagave Tam sametan Mahajan Upalabhya Vasuttama Pujayam Shadharmajno Deshakala Vibhagave Tam sametan Mahajan Upalabhya Vasuttama Pujayam Shadharmajno Deshakala Vibhagave One Prabhu ji, one Mata ji can. Translation and purport by Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Bhisma Deva, who was the best amongst the 8 Vasus, received and welcomed all the great and powerful rishis who were assembled there, for he knew perfectly all the religious principles according to time and place. Purport. Expert religionists know perfectly well how to adjust religious principles in terms of time and place. All the great acharyas or religious preachers or reformers of the world executed their mission by adjustment of religious principles in terms of time and place. There are different climates and situations in different parts of the world, and if one has to discharge his duties to preach the message of the Lord, he must be expert in adjusting things in terms of the time and place. Bhisma Deva was one of the 12 great authorities in preaching this cult of devotional service, and therefore he could receive and welcome all the powerful sages assembled there at his deathbed from all parts of the universe. He was certainly unable to at that time to welcome and receive them physically because he was neither at his home nor in a normal healthy condition. But he was quite fit by the activities of his sound mind, and therefore he could utter sweet words with hearty expressions, and all of them were well received. One can perform one's duty by physical work, by mind and by words. And he knew well how to utilize them in proper place, and therefore there was no difficulty for him to receive them, although physically unfit. Om Tat Sat. Om Jnana-Nirantarasya Jnananjana-Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Rudabhadamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagadam Saranaraghunathadutam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Pariganasaitam Krishna Chaitanya Shri Radha Krishna Radha Saranaraghunatha Shri Shamamgamsha He Krishna Karma Sindhu Dinamando Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishwamasudevi Pranamami Harite Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Vyaivacha Patitanam Bhavebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Shivasari Gaura Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So thank you all for giving me this opportunity and for coming to this Bhagavatam class. For attending this Bhagavatam class this morning, and also for giving me this opportunity. Actually, I have no qualifications, but it is by all of your grace, mercy, and especially by the empowerment given by this Prabhu, I am able to sit here and speak. Otherwise, I know I have no qualification. So kindly pray for me. I will try my best to speak few words about Bhisma Dev, who is such a great personality. This is for my own purification. So as we all know, that the battle of Kurukshetra was inevitable, and the two armies had assembled Kauravas. So the Kauravas had 11 Akshonis. Akshonis means they had about 2.4 million soldiers there assembled. And Pandavas had 7 Akshonis. So about 1.53 million soldiers. So totally about 39.3 lakhs of soldiers, that is 3.93 million soldiers have assembled there, 18 Akshonis have assembled there for this historic battle, and very beautifully orchestrated by Krishna for establishing Dharma, upholding the righteousness and giving justice. So many people had assembled there, and the war was happening for 18 days. At the end, Pandavas were declared as victorious. So Yudhishthira Maharaj was to be incorporated, to be seated as the king of Hastinapur, to rule Hastinapur. Everything was set. But at that time, Yudhishthira Maharaj was totally devastated in his heart. He was feeling like, just because I want the kingdom, I want to rule the kingdom, so much of bloodshed. Many lost their fathers, many lost their husbands, many lost their loved ones, dear ones. So many relatives, children, so many people were killed, and at the end, only handful of people were there, out of 3.93 lakhs of people. How much of bloodshed that would have happened there? Can't imagine. So he started to feel guilty within his heart, and he was thinking, because of me, I could have avoided this war. What will we get by achieving? Finally, nobody is there. So I shouldn't have taken this part. No, actually there is a royal road ahead, red carpet road ahead to the hell waiting for me. Because of my sins, because of the mistakes I have done. He was repenting so much within his heart, and he was not ready to take up the kingdom. Everybody tried their best to convince Yudhishthira Maharaj. Then even Krishna tried. See what Krishna cannot do? He only arranged this war. And now, is it not possible that he cannot convince Yudhishthira Maharaj, okay, you go take up the throne, you start ruling the kingdom? But there was no other plan, which Krishna had. So therefore, it appears like Krishna is also trying to convince Yudhishthira Maharaj that you rule the kingdom, but he is not convinced even by Krishna. So finally, he proposes, okay, let us all go to Bhisma. Let us all meet Bhisma and hear from him. Take his advice. After all, he is the grandsire of the whole dynasty and such a great personality. So then Yudhishthira Maharaj says, okay, we will go and meet Bhisma. So now when it was decided we will go and meet Bhisma, Krishna was feeling nice, good. So he take them up. He made them very handsome. They are handsome of course, but he made them more handsome by giving them beautiful mukur, dress, jewels, and making them look very nice in their chariots, because he wanted to make sure that when Bhishma looks at these Pandavas, then he should feel very satisfied in his heart. Because they had undergone so much of suffering, finally they are settled. You will get a feeling they are settled. They have got their kingdom, they are the right people to rule the kingdom, and they will sit and rule the kingdom nicely, as per the religious principles. So he wanted to give that impression to Bhisma there, so he decked them up, he made them handsome and beautiful with them. And they proceed to meet Bhisma there. Now, who is this Bhisma there? That is the next question. So he has many qualities. A devoted son, loyal servant of Hastinapur, ethical warrior, statesman, purity and uprightness, the philosopher. So many ways he can be described. So, what is the devoted son? Actually, he is known more than the name as Bhisma. Initially, when he was born, he was known as Devavrata. He was the eighth son of Shantanu and Ganga. It's a long story, but we will try to run through these points quickly. So, he was an eighth child and he was an able administrator. He was a very able administrator, powerful warrior. Okay, you can further come to know about his power also. Noble student, and he was assisting his father very nicely. It so happened that father came in touch with a fisherman's daughter and wanted to get married, but the fisherman had a condition that if Shantanu, that is the father of Devavrata, had to marry my daughter, then I have a condition. What? One, Devavrata should not rule the kingdom, because he said, so by default he will become the king. I don't want that to happen. Second, my children, means my daughter's children, should rule the kingdom. So if this has to happen, then it is very difficult. So Shantanu became very upset and he was to himself. But Devavrata could not see this. He could not really take the sadness of his father. So he promised, he gave assurance that I will never sit on this throne of Hastinapur. And I will always be a loyal servant of Hastinapur. I will always assist them. They can become the king. And I will not get married. So if I marry, then again children will be there. They will become the I will not go for a marriage itself. So when he took such promises, that time he was known as Bhisma. Otherwise, originally his name is Devavrata. So this is what we understand about Bhisma as a devoted son. So much he could sacrifice for his parents, for his family honor. Then loyal servant of Hastinapur and ethical warrior and statesman. So basically why he is called as loyal servant of Hastinapur? Because for 4 generations he was continuously serving the throne or serving as for the leaders. He was supporting the Hastinapur kingdom. One for his father Shantanu. Then next his 10 brothers, that is the children of Satyavati, the fisherman's daughter, Chitrangala and Vichitravirya. Then Dhritarashtra came into the picture. So he assisted Dhritarashtra also, and then of course Duryodhana, the eldest son of Dhritarashtra, out of the 100 sons. So that way 4 generations he continuously supported. So that much of loyalty he had. And also during war, he didn't want to really fight against Pandavas because he loved them so much. From their childhood he has been with them. So that affection, love. But his duty, he had promised that I will support the real one. So just for that sake of duty, he had to fight. And it is not that, okay, externally, sometimes we may do an activity, although not intending to do that activity. It was not like that. Vigorously fighting. He told Duryodhana that every day I will kill 10,000 soldiers. This is my promise. And he did it. He did it also. So very fierce. With Arjuna, he fought like anything. Arjuna was thinking, Babre, how am I going to win over Bhisma? So he went and asked secret, means he went and asked Bhisma himself, please tell me some secret. How I can win over you, my dear grandfather? It's nobody else, grandfather. He's asking me. So that ferocious, that way Bhisma fought. So much loyalty was. And warrior. Then purity and uprightness. So he was guiding Hastinapur with noble virtues and loyalty. His devotion was too intense. And he had, because he promised his father and lived by that promise that I will not get married, or I will make sure that I only serve the kings of Hastinapur. Because of that, father was very pleased and he gave a boon to his son, Devavata, who is known as Bhisma, that you can stop death at arm's length. So, Ishamrityu. So, whenever Bhisma wants to leave his body, he can leave. This boon he got from his father, Shantanu. And he always was devoted to Krishna, and he did his service activities by keeping the mind and consciousness on the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. Philosopher. So, here we know that the Pandavas were getting ready to meet Bhisma, and Krishna was taking them to Bhisma. So after they met the grandfather, who was on the bed of arrows, waiting for these Pandavas, waiting for various sages and waiting especially for Krishna. So at that time, Bhishma's role was to convince Yudhishthira Maharaj that you have to rule the kingdom now. You cannot give away your responsibility. So at that time, in this so basically in this 9th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, there are 49 verses. In that 49 verses, the first 11 verses describe about how Vishnudev welcomed the rishis, munis, saintly people who came there to see the last moments of Vishnudev, the departure of Vishnudev. So, as all of us know, that he was on the bed of arrows, and it was not possible after them. All these things he did not do. So merely by his eyes, his smile, he greeted them. So that they explain in the first 11 verses. Then 12 to 17 verses, 17th verse, till that time, Bhisma is counseling the Pandavas. He is advising them why they should take up the role of ruling the kingdom, especially Yudhishthira Maharaj, who was feeling guilty in his consciousness. So then he explains about that, see, it is not due to any aparadha or offenses or prarabdha karma that they are suffering, Pandavas are suffering. It is not due to karma, it is just the arrangement of the Lord. Lord wanted all these things to happen, so he arranged it, and Lord will be more pleased when you rule this kingdom. So go ahead and rule. So at the end of discussion, Yudhishthira Maharaj says, yes, Jai, I am ready now. I am ready to rule the kingdom. So as soon as he is going to say that, and he is ready, immediately the Bhisma turns towards Lord Krishna. And he says, oh my Lord, please wait now. Okay, just wait. I have some more service to do. Don't go away. Okay, I have some more service to do. You please wait. See the love of Bhisma and affection and purity of Bhisma, that he is able to command, he is able to order the Lord, saying that you just wait. You just wait for some time. I will finish my service, and then I want to glorify you, and then I want to leave this body. Till that time, please be in front of me. I want to look at your beautiful face. And which form? In four-ended form. I want to see you as the four-ended form, he says. And then he, after holding Krishna there, like he should not walk like that. Because again, then he doesn't want to leave his body without seeing the Lord, looking at the Lord. So then he comes back to all these Pandavas, and he starts giving them the knowledge. Because now Yudhishthira Maharaj has agreed to rule the kingdom, but they need knowledge in terms of principles, of religious principles, various like Rasarjama, then how to rule. Raja Dharma, Stri Dharma, then Varnashrama Dharma, Bhagavata Dharma, Dana Dharma, like this administration, about principles of administration, principles of leadership, all this knowledge Bhisma gives to Pandavas and whoever is there. That is described in 25 to 31 verses. Okay? And 32 to 43 is the crux. See, we all know that Bhisma was the central figure of Mahabharata. And here, when in this chapter 32 to 43, that describes about Bhishma's stuti. How Bhishma started, so after his responsibility is over, he convinced the Pandavas, he gave them knowledge, everything. So my duty is done now. Now I will leave the body. So let me now focus on you, my Lord. And he starts speaking. That's the beautiful section, 11 verses. And it's so interesting because it prepares a devotee in terms of how he has to lead his life at the last moments. Just 11 verses. Very beautifully discussed, but due to time we may not be able to cover that now. Some other time we will touch upon that. It's a beautiful section, and recommend everybody should go through it many more times, including myself. And then of course 44 to 49 last section is about honoring how Bhisma left and everybody is giving their respects. So like this it is described. Then of course we discussed all this, why Bhisma is considered as a Mahajan. We have touched upon all these points in terms of spiritual devotion and parallel service, adherence to dharma and wisdom and prowess. So once this is done, another point comes to my mind. Actually, Bhisma is misunderstood by people. Misunderstood by people. So, in Mahabharata, many times Bhisma is misunderstood. They say that, why Bhisma? Why did you rule the kingdom as a slave? You were there for so many generations. Sometime you have given the promise, it's okay, as per time, place, and circumstances, you could have ruled the kingdom because you are an able administrator. He is able to give so much knowledge. Then why he cannot rule? You could have done. Why you were quiet when Draupadi was disrobed? What made you to be silent? And Duryodhana, such a wicked person, you are going and supporting him, you are assisting him. What is this you are doing? So like that, there are so many accusations to Bhisma. And but it is said that Lord doesn't accuse Bhisma because he is a devotee. He is such a pure devotee of the he is pure devotee of the Lord, and Lord only sees the good qualities in him. And whatever he did, he knows from his heart he did as a service. He did for the pleasure of the Lord. Externally, he might be on the wrong side, but always he was thinking of the Lord, feeling the Lord, and always in the mood of serving the Lord. So therefore, it is explained that Krishna is so powerful. Krishna is so powerful that if we just call him once with pure heart and sincere devotion, then he will not only remove all the sins of which we have done or accumulated over the past lifetimes and this lifetime, but he will also put that seed, bhakti. Only that bhakti attracts the Lord. So in Mukunmala Stotra, Tulshikar Alva says, Alam alam eka pranina patakana nirasana vishayeya Krishna Krishneti vani. So it is said that whatever sins has been accumulated, just if we say with faith, that tests up the faith. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. If you say, all the sins will go. Actually, the challenges in our lives, they test the faith in Krishna. Challenge. And calamities which come in our life will test whether we are shaken up in our Krishna conscious practice and faith of devotional practice. So therefore, Bhagavatam glorifies Bhisma, whereas in Mahabharata he is condemned. So this is about in the last moments how Bhisma was devoted and focusing on the Lord, His lotus feet, His moonlight face, His beautiful face, attractive face, His smile, His beautiful eyes, and everything about Krishna he meditates. And through that meditation he says, now I would like to leave my body and take the shelter of you, my Lord. Like that he says, and he gives up his, he departs. Then he departs. So Prabhupada also, in the similar lines, during his last days, at the last minute also, you can see one picture where he is holding, Jayadvaja Maharaj is holding a dictaphone and is speaking on the Vedic principles, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, such things. So from childhood he has been cultivated in a devotional environment, and then he comes in contact with his spiritual master, then he develops devotees, cultivates them, and gives them a beautiful, platform like ISKCON, where devotees could practice and perfect their lives and remember the Lord at the last minute, because at the time of death it is very difficult to remember the Lord. Why to talk about it at the last minute? When we are healthy itself, for me it is very difficult to remember the Lord. In Samsara prayers, I sing, I remember, I want to remember you, my dear Gurudev, at least 3 times a day. But I don't remember. So that small service itself I am not able to do. I am supposed to remember my spiritual master, the Supreme Lord, all the time. He says, always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. And I forget. So what to speak about in a situation when I am going to leave the body? It's very difficult to remember. But by mercy of devotees, we can always remember. And all the more, we have to be very grateful because we have wonderful devotees amongst us. It's not required that I have to give picture of Bhisma, I should keep picture of Krishna only, I should keep picture of Prabhupada, my spiritual master. I have many examples around me. So, when we have such devotees around us, sometimes I may tend to ignore or tend to consider or take it for granted. See, I put my hand on a devotee's shoulder and I just walk around and I say, Haribol. This casually I will talk, but I may not understand the value of a Vaishnava. And that sometimes puts me into a difficult situation because I may not be attracting the mercy of that devotee which is capable of giving. A potential devotee who can really, act as a catalyst in my devotional life. Okay? And take me from nowhere to somewhere in the path of bhakti. And when we come to know about appearance of such devotees, we must all the more glorify. Because by glorifying such devotees, Guru is pleased, Krishna is pleased. And when Krishna is pleased, Guru is pleased, I get more mercy. I may not be able to see that. How it happens. It happens. Otherwise, morning, how such devotees will come here? attend Bhagavatam class. It's so cold outside and Saturday. You see, in this, if you go in the street itself, how many of them are awake? We don't know. They must be still taking rest because AC, everything will be there. Good, cozy environment and all. But when we get such facilities, opportunities to meet devotees, gather amongst the devotees and remind ourselves, remind about Krishna, such opportunity, such facilitation is provided, facility is provided, then we must become more grateful. So, beginning of this week on December 1st, we had the appearance day of His Grace Sudhir Gopinath. I don't know how many of you have noticed it, but anybody who have noticed it, please, we must really, whatever we appreciate it is lesson. In other words, it's just like small children are there. Now Deepak Prabhu's son is there. If he speaks also, how much he will speak. So it's like that. Even if I glorify, I don't know everything about Sudhir Gopal Prabhu to glorify. So I would request devotees to come forward and say a few words. It is for our own purification we are doing that. Not to take him somewhere on the 10th floor. We get purified. It is for our benefit. It is for our benefit we glorify such wonderful devotees. And following him, we have another beautiful, wonderful Vaishnava, Amalgadadhar Prabhu, who appeared on December 2nd. So we have to glorify him as well. He is such a nice devotee, so sweet. Can you see him anytime very disturbed, angry, upset, shouting, nothing. Always smiling. Such beautiful. So we have jewels amongst us, but हम लोग आंखें सामने हैं but देखते नहीं हैं. कुछ और देखते हैं हमको. We see something else. Then following that we have small Vaishnavi, Krishna Priya, daughter of Darshan Prabhu, who appeared on December 5th. Of course, she may not be, but in future, in future, when she grows up and is association to many upcoming devotees, then it is a benefit. And we have wonderful parents like Darshan Prabhu, Mahajan and all. They are cultivating. So like this, we have so wonderful devotees who keep appearing, and we must acknowledge their presence in our lives and helping. They are helping us. They are helping us. If the center is not there, if it is not provided, nobody will sit here today. We will not be coming here for doing our sadhana, at least weekly once. But he has made it ready. He took that endeavor, made that facility. And even Amalgadadhar Prabhu, he is taking care of PLH. And Sudhir Gopal Prabhu is taking care of Chanasandra, Akshayoga, PLH, and many other projects are there. If we go on speaking, till tomorrow we can speak. Like that it is. So I will end here. It's already, I've taken too much of time. I should have closed it a little bit earlier itself, and request devotees to say a few words in glorification of these devotees. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you very much. Sorry, please forgive my offenses, and please pray for me so that I can practice, I can become a nice devotee. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai.